You're going to want to watch this. Get a financial detox. Are you concerned that you won't have any money to satisfy your wants? Does the idea of being unable to buy anything but essentials make you feel anxious? Maybe you need a financial detox if you answered yes. It need not be conventional 30-day detox. If that's not what makes you happy, then whatever does will do. Don't be afraid to give it a go. It might work wonders on your finances. In this video, we will talk about the importance of doing a financial detox. We'll talk about the importance of making it a habit and the steps you can take to ensure it's done properly. You shouldn't worry too much about it since we'll be here to help you. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to learn more about wealth and get updates on our content. Maybe it's your first time hearing the term financial detox. And yes, it is possible to detoxify your finances. If your spending is getting out of hand, a financial detox might help you regain charge, prioritize your spending, and increase your savings. Eliminating unhealthy mental and behavioral approaches to financial management is the essence of a financial detox. However, in practice, it is not always that simple. It requires a great deal of forethought and determination to break the habit of spending beyond one's resources. It's going to take a lot of guts and determination on your part to get started. But if you're serious about making a change and getting on the path to financial freedom, you need to be willing to make some sacrifices and take some actions. Alright, let's start with, why do you need financial detox? Number 5. It enables you to ask about relevant financial concerns. Awareness is the first stage in making a change, followed by acceptance. Recognizing one's ignorance of financial matters is a necessary step in achieving financial success. People have an incredible capacity to persuade themselves that they have a firm grasp on their finances. It's difficult for them to admit that their financial condition is terrible. To get your financial life in order, you may need to do a detox, during which time you will have to pare down to the bare minimum. And this may force you to face some uncomfortable truths about your financial mindset. You shouldn't put undue stress on yourself to acquire items simply because they're trendy. Don't rush into purchasing until you've given it careful consideration. Taking this step will help you determine whether you need it. Number 4. It exposes irresponsible spending habits. If you're committed to achieving financial success, you won't let any piece of financial advice just stay in your mind. Learning about personal finance is useless unless it is put into action. To get insight into one's spending habits, a financial detox might be quite beneficial. When you have to stick to a strict budget, you have to go through it and see what you can get rid of. This is a common kind of spending that is affecting all of our finances. Things that we tell ourselves we need but which upon closer look aren't even necessities. We all have stuff sitting around the house that we seldom use, such as clothing, shoes, electronics, and such. Another example is a service you forgot you had to pay for but are now obligated to use, such as gym membership or Netflix subscription. Your financial commitments need careful consideration, since there are occasions when the inner voice inside our heads convinces us to purchase stuff we don't need. You need to take a stand and exercise self-control when it comes to spending money on frivolous items. You need to rearrange your priorities if you want to improve your financial situation. Number 3. Money has influence on you. Money tends to impair our judgment. We can make rational decisions when we know we have money on hand, so of course, we'll waste it on frivolous things. The drive to spend money and accumulate wealth has taken hold of us. You may free yourself from such reliance by undergoing a financial detox. Getting out of the rampant consumerism trap of spending and wanting more will increase your awareness of the power that money has on you. You'll have the liberty to regain composure and restore order in yourself. Realizing that you don't need that many material possessions might give you the confidence to simplify your life. You should train yourself to place a high value on even the most necessities. There's a chance you won't be tempted to buy anything frivolous when you go browsing online or in stores. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to learn more about wealth and get updates on our content. Alright, let's continue. Number 2. It boosts your financial stability. There will always be a time when you'll need immediate financial assistance. You should recognize the value of saving if you want to become rich. To maintain a comfortable standard of living, saving is essential. Reducing your weekly or monthly expenditures can help you save more money for retirement and future use. The goal of a financial detox is to help people feel safer in their financial lives. You might think of financial detox as identical to intermittent fasting, where you skip meals to save calories for later use, which you can then put toward weight reduction or use to enjoy a more diverse diet. Financial detox involves either increasing your savings for the future or learning to be more lenient with your spending so that you may reduce your debt and increase your savings. Life is more enjoyable when you know you have some money set aside for unexpected expenses. Number 1. It encourages smart financial decision making. Growth requires a period of detoxification. If you want to be more mindful of your spending habits, a financial detox might help. However, there's so much preparation that must be done beforehand. Financial detox is not something you should simply jump into. Preparing ahead of time is essential. You can do your research on how it's done, or you can simply ask someone knowledgeable about it. We routinely head up our credit card details and cash to store clerks without stopping to consider whether or not we need the items we're purchasing. Buying the right supplies ahead of time may make or break your detox, so it's important to take your time and be deliberate. Sort the things in your shopping basket according to whether or not they are necessities. Think about what you need each month and prioritize it first. Whatever it is that you've had your eye on, know that you can obtain it for yourself when the time and funds are appropriate. Participating in financial detoxes can aid you in making better long-term financial choices because they help you develop a pattern of being more deliberate regarding your finances. Now that you know why financial detox is important, you may be wondering what you should do to get started. Here are some guidelines on what to do to start financial detox. Number 8. Settle your debt responsibilities. Individuals who are prone to financial overextension are also more likely to carry debt. When you need to get what you want, you can find yourself borrowing a little bit of money every time. When the time comes, even these seemingly little amounts will become too much to handle. It's time you took control of your financial situation and paid off your debt. This involves being familiar with your debt load, regular payment schedule, and rate of interest. Even if it seems obvious, we don't always make sure we've paid what we owe. With this in mind, it's worth a shot to get in touch with the respective customer care departments of your accounts to see if a better rate can be negotiated. Clear off as much of your debt as possible so that you may put your income to better use. You will never attain financial independence if you don't make paying off your debt a top priority. Number 7. Don't rush. Things in our shopping carts are often bought on the spur of the moment. Spend at least 3 days considering whether or not you need the item before purchasing to develop the habit of doing so. If you do this, you'll be able to determine whether or not you're purchasing out of pure habit rather than genuine necessity. Perhaps you will realize that you can get by without those shoes after all. As a result, you've got not just more space but also more money. That's why it's so crucial to carefully weigh the benefits and drawbacks before deciding to make a purchase. Number 6. Establish a cash-only policy. Numerous people rely heavily on their credit cards. You can seem to control yourself and always end up using a credit card to pay for everything. The downside to the ease of using a credit card is that it often leads to greater expenditures than paying with cash. By using cash, you pay more attention to your spending habits. Every time you make a purchase, your wallet becomes smaller and it visually reminds you to be careful with your spending. Saving money in this way helps in limiting impulse buys. If you stick to your list, you won't be tempted to purchase anything you don't need. Such self-control and commitment will get you closer to achieving your financial goals. Number 5. Declutter your things. Once you've cleaned out your mind, you can think more clearly. Eliminate any unnecessary items in your mind and shopping list first. Get rid of the things that might lead to frivolous spending. Go over your list of purchases and decide which ones are most important and which may be crossed out. The goal is to give yourself a wake-up call so that you may start fresh and develop greater discipline in your financial habits going ahead. Having control means that you have power over your finances. Number 4. Review your expenses. Progress relies on evaluation and assessment relies on periodic review. Every month, make it a practice to go over your spending to see if any changes need to be made. List the major and little purchases you made. You may use this information to determine what items from your monthly shopping list can be eliminated. You may think that big expenditures are depleting your income, but in reality, it's the little things that add up over time that do the most damage. It's a common flaw that we are making purchases without giving any thought to how much we are spending. One of the best ways to keep your finances under control and get closer to your financial goals is to review them every month. Number 3. Financial fasting. You can fast financially in the same way you fast physically. By doing so, you commit to spending solely on necessities throughout that time frame. Fasting isn't simple to begin, much like dieting. One must have guts and determination to start. But it's not impossible if you take baby steps toward it. Set yourself a shopping ban for a week or two, during which time you should only stock up on necessities. No need to rush things. It's important to give yourself a reality check every once in a while by doing things like cutting off all frivolous expenditures. Time and effort are required for good outcomes. Number 2. Decide what sacrifices you are willing to make. Listening to the instructions makes the process seem less daunting. However, to make progress toward your financial objectives, you will need to make significant sacrifices. Stopping all spending at once is an unrealistic goal, but eliminating little amounts of expenditure is certainly possible. Stopping your Netflix membership, not purchasing new shoes you'll wear once, or getting rid of the stacks of books taking up valuable spaces in your house can help you make little progress. You should review your budget and decide which expense you can cut. It's easy to get carried away with your shopping when you're under the assumption that you need every single item in your list. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards are definitely worth the effort. Number 1. Improve your savings rate. You may increase the amount of money you have available for your savings by following the steps listed in this video on how to carry out a financial detox. Don't forget to open a savings account and start investing your money in it. You should start saving a portion of your paycheck routinely by having it automatically deducted from your salary. After setting up your savings account, commit to saving as much as possible, even if it's just a few percentages of your income. Since the transfer is likely to be automated, you probably won't even notice that it's being deducted. Getting into the habit of being thrifty is a certain way to go where you want to go financially. Success comes to those who work hard consistently. A financial cleanse gives your finances a break. It requires shifting your perspective on money and resetting your spending habits. Some tactics are simple while others are tough, depending on how much money you want to save and what habits you want to give up. If you want to alter your life, you need to clean up your finances, but don't expect to become a millionaire overnight. After obtaining this, you may feel motivated to make a permanent adjustment. Implementing some of these tips will make your financial life considerably better. That's it for this video. If you enjoy this content, please press the thumbs up button. You can also leave comments to let us know your suggestions and thoughts. See you next time!